Okay, here we have week 4A of our HIIT 30-30 circuit. Okay, 6 different movements for 5 rounds. All right, you'll note a little change in this, which we'll see in a minute. Okay, first movement is a core, like a side flexion movement. Okay, so it's a half kneeling, plate overhead, side flexion. Okay, so it's a very subtle movement. You will need a weight. It doesn't necessarily have to be super heavy, okay? Just something that you can hold overhead and punch up against, okay? So active elbows, active shoulders, half kneel position, and then we just flex slightly to the side, okay? Just to our range. That is my range to the side flexion, then come back to the middle, and then we go over to the other side, okay? Just making sure that we're trying to just move this top half of our body from the waist upwards. There'll be a slight little bit of movement at the knee, but if we can limit that, then that's great, okay? Come back to the middle each time, over to one side, a little bit of flexion, back to the middle. Always punching up against active shoulders of active elbows. And that's half knee and side flexion. Change over the knees each round, okay? Second movement is a cyclist squat. So using the same plate or a thicker plate if you need to. Right, if it's super thin, like a 5K plate, you will obviously need to get a 10K plate. You're going to go to a cyclist squat. Similar to a normal squat, however, raised heels, narrow base, knee breaks first, okay, upright torso. So, underneath the heels, instead of going wide, I'll face you guys, okay, we're going to go narrower, so way narrow. In this position, instead of breaking slightly the hip first, knees coming to the side and then going into a normal squat, we break knee first. So knee break first, all the way down, upright torso, arms out, trying to stay as upright as possible, drive back to the top, okay? So again, I'll whip through a couple of reps, I'll brace, big breath in, we'll take it down to the bottom, trying to keep an upright torso, drive to the top. Okay, cyclist squat, right, big VMO development from that. If you really struggle with that, all right, and you get a forward lead and it's quite a hard movement from you, there's absolutely no harm in then going to a little bit of a wider stance and going into a standard squat, but just getting into the bottom of that a little bit better because you've got a heel raise. Okay, third movement, machine. So whatever machine that you're on, roll with that. Fourth movement, alternate dumbbell snatch. Okay, so we wider base, a little bit of wider base, okay, we'll hinge first, sit into it, touch the floor, okay, with the dumbbell angled down towards the floor. If we don't do that, excuse me, and we go flat, then obviously we're going to have to go to the floor even more, we don't want that, okay, so that's a horrible position. Back is completely flat, I'll go from the side in a minute, you can see. Okay, we're going to explode upwards, so this weight then becomes weightless, right, explode at the hip. As I explode at the hip, I'm then going to snatch, get the dumbbell overhead and stand up. Then I'm going to come back and change, coming off the shoulder. So I'm doing everything slow-mo at the minute, which is quite hard in the snatch movement. Okay, then we'll come down and change off the shoulder. Okay, here we go, nice and quick, off the shoulder. Nice and quick, off the shoulder. Okay, from the back, from the side, sorry. Exactly the same thing. So we hinge, sit in, back is flat. Okay, come down, off the shoulder. Okay, bring it up nice and tight to the body, get it overhead. Okay, movement 5, RKC plank pulse. Okay, so we're going to a front plank, standard front plank. So remember, we're not going to do these random front planks that we see on the cover of Men's Health. No offence, Men's Health. All right, into this position. We're not going in here, in this nice plank. We're going to go up, okay? Slightly tuck the bum, push through the floor, slightly drop the knees. Okay, from that position, I'm going to drive my elbows and feet towards each other. But I'm not allowed to move. Maybe a little bit of movement, but not much. Okay, so we go into an isometric contraction, 3, 2, 1, relax. 3, 2, 1, relax. All the while keeping that nice shape in my body, okay? Movement number 6 is back on the machine, okay? So we have half knee and side flexion, punching up, active shoulders, okay? Make sure we swap legs each time. Cyclist squat, big heel raise, break at the knee first, big breath in, break at the knee, upright torso, get right to the bottom of the squat as much as possible, all right? If we struggle with that, we just go to a heel raise squat and just search for a little bit more depth. Then we go machine, alternate dumbbell snatch, RKC plank pulse, all right? Remember to tuck that little pelvic tilt to the posterior, all right? That's where we're going. Remember to drive through the floor so we round this upper back so scaps come apart, okay? Slight drive. Isometric contraction, 3 seconds, and then let it off and then go again. Okay, and then 6, machine. Enjoy.